Peace, brother.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I realized my mic was off, so they didn't even hear my dope intro of who you are. Technology, yo, man. Like, I remember the days when I'm actually old, when I'm like, oh man, I didn't click this button.
I get that.
But so let's tell the people a little background. You may not know, I saw your book in Barnes and Nobles maybe a couple months ago before I decided to take my little pilgrimage to DC for the Afrofuturism. So I really got to get into your book before I met you, and then I kind of finished it um, after I had met you on my
Mhm.
trip up. It was incredible. Uh, Tell us what inspired you to write the book.
Yes. Yeah. Meeting you at Barnes and Noble was definitely a unique thing. I definitely wasn't expecting that at all, and it's definitely been a blessing to just be a part of such a huge thing. And what really motivated me to write the book was honestly, it was something new for me personally. It was something new that intrigued my interest. During college, I was pretty much writing the book, and honestly, the biggest thing was being that it was something new. I just had to say yes. It was something that I had to say yes to, and being able to do that, that's really what motivated me in the beginning. But when I started the writing process, it just got deeper. The why got deeper. Every conversation that I had with people, it just got deeper. It became more about the people, and just being able to help them. I know that we all go through a struggle, and in the book, my is a lot of struggle in there. But like being able to connect with people, and just how God really allowed me to pretty much take in people's problems during that writing time. Um, just allow me to really focus in. Okay, how do I connect this chapter? How do I connect this point to this person's problem? How do I connect what they're going through to an answer? And so that's kind of what allowed me to stay focused in the book, and being able to really allow that process to align, not only where I was trying to get people's problems answered, but also giving myself the ability to just grow in that process.
Growth in a process, I think, is the hardest thing for people to remember.
Yeah,
When we start doing anything, especially any new habit,
yeah,
it's difficult, it's challenging.
yeah.
Um, and sometimes those challenges will make us want to quit. But you yourself, you faced numerous challenges, and yet you've maintained a positive mindset and kind of like refused to give up. How do you cultivate your resilience in the face of adversity, and what advice do you have for those that may be going through some tough times?
Mm. Yeah, that's a phenomenal question. For me personally, like you said, I've definitely been through a lot. And creating that resiliency was not easy at all. But I honestly had to really recognize the reality, the reality of my situation, the reality of my struggle, the reality that yo, this ain't easy. This life is not easy. And so being able to create that resiliency, honestly, one thing had to happen, and I had to shift my mind. I really had to shift my mind, and I know that's a lot easier said than done. But if you really think about like that concept, for me personally, and I'm pretty sure anyone on this call and yourself can relate to this. Like, if you're in the midst of struggle and you're pretty much at rock bottom, everything around you sucks. Everything around you is not good. Everything around you is just like, I don't even know why I'm in this situation, but because everything around you is uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good, you got to think, why would I allow myself to remain in that negative mindset? If everything around me is not feeling good, why would I stay in that negative mindset? It's a lot easier to stay in that negative mindset. But for me personally, I knew that I didn't want to stay there. So either I was going to shift my mindset or I was going to remain there. So I just chose the opposite way and to shift my mindset to resilience. I'm like, all right, God, look, we got to get through this. I'm legit at rock bottom. And in order for me to kind of create that that resiliency is I really had to mentally picture a goal. I knew I was at rock bottom, so I mentally pictured me getting out the struggle. I don't know how far I had to go. I didn't know where the destination was going to lead me, but I just knew I needed to get out of my struggle. And when I needed to get out of my struggle, that picture, whatever it was leading me to, I was like, all right, that's where I'm going, and I'm not looking back. Because I've seen it. It was hard. It wasn't. I mean, and it wasn't easy getting out at all. It wasn't easy staying in that mindset, but like being able to shift my mindset to a better perspective, despite having a little bit of faith, despite not knowing where I was going. I was like, all right, Lord, it's just me and you. And that's legit what it was. It was just me and God, because of like the surroundings at the time weren't the best. But I just allowed myself to push forward, and I had to press in. I had to really press in. Um, and that's what created my resiliency. And to second part of the question, the advice I would give to someone that's currently going through something traumatic or even something that's a struggle is you honestly got to keep pushing. I think like being able to push through something that's the hardest is it's hard, and it's like we don't want to do that. I know a lot of people, and I've lived life with a lot of people that have gone through something crazy, and oftentimes they talk about it but ain't doing nothing about it. So my advice to anyone that's going through something tough is like push through it, because your mindset is the number one thing that you need to shift first. And then when you're able to do that, then you can press forward, because no one else is going to change the situation. No one else is going to get you out of what you're stuck in, but you. So for me, I would just allow yourself to just trust the process, and allow God to show you what he can do, you know.
Oh, I absolutely love it. At Fit Goddess Tribe, we always talk about the goddess or God mindset, whereas like our creator, we're made in that image. So, like the Bible says, we're supposed to care for ourselves as God cares for us.
Hmm.
And God gives us abundance. So,
Absolutely.
keeping that mind state, albeit hard, it is difficult, especially when visually in the world around you, things seem at their worst. But if like I know, that's normally where miracles happen. We just
Yeah.
have to keep our mindset on the miraculous.
Absolutely.
But it really seems that faith plays like a really significant role in your journey.
Mhm.
How would you say your personal relationship with Jesus Christ has impacted your ability to overcome obstacles and find success?
Yeah, no, for me personally, if I'm being real, Christ is that's my dog. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's the homie right there. But before anyone else believed in me, Christ believed in me first. And so that was something I really had to take to reality. And again, that is so easier said than done. And it's so hard to cultivate that reality, is that this omnipresent person believes in me this much, believes that I can achieve and understand that I can become all that he's called me to be. And so understanding for me, like that was kind of the biggest thing for me, is just knowing that, okay, God believes in me, he goes before me, he's ordering my steps. So why not, why not move forward? Why not press forward? Why not allow him to change me from the inside out? So for me, everything that I've been through, uh he showed me the better version of me. He showed me, Donte, you can get through this. Donte, you can press forward. Donte, this isn't the end. This is not where I want to keep you. This is not the end. This is not the end of your story. And so understanding that, for me, the only thing I had to do was trust him. And in the middle of my struggle, the midst of my struggle, that thing I just said, creating that roadmap, that invisible, really invisible roadmap to whatever destination that he's leading me to. I had to trust him in that process. He says, have a mustard seed of faith and you can move a mountain. So my struggle was the mountain I was moving out of my way. I was moving the struggle out of my way. And I'm not saying it's forever, no, but like we're going to get persecuted throughout this life. But I had to trust him. I really had to understand that that was the place I was in, and having that faith for me personally, and having a personal relationship with Christ, uh, helped me understand that I could prosper no matter what was before me. And so for me personally, I like to, I feel like I read this before, or might have said it to myself, but I want to be a good investment for God. And what that looks like is trust. He says faith without works is dead. We can't please God without faith. And so when he said, hey, I'm gonna give you this book, hey, I want you to write this book. I didn't even know it was gonna come. But he said, I want to give you this book. I said, okay, uh, let's just go with it. And so that's me being a good investment, and in essence, being a good steward. And so I would say that that's really what allowed me to not only get through the struggle, but also lead to the success that I have this far.
Oh man. And again, in meeting you and reading the book, like it's just it's like seeing a movie in person, right? Because I feel like I know so much about you, but like I only know it through the words that you wrote. It's kind of crazy. Um, so your passion, you have a passion, obviously, for community service and
Mhm.
for mentorship, and that's commendable in our eyes. We always think about, again, in the mindset of giving back. So we're not living this life for ourselves. We're actually living it to be able to be of service to other people. Can
Absolutely.
you tell us more about your involvement with the Boys and Girls Club and the high school football team?
Yeah, so I had the opportunity. I'm pretty long winded with this, but I'm gonna keep it short. But I had the opportunity with a couple of my really good friends. We started with the Boys and Girls Club, just like honestly just hanging out with the students, playing basketball, and you know I actually was I had an opportunity to be a coach for the football team, so that was pretty dope. Even though I outran all of them, like they not even that fast, I'm like I blew them out the water. But I had an opportunity to be a coach for the Boys and Girls Club, and but also like just building a relationship. A lot of the neighborhoods we went to, um a lot of the neighborhoods we went to, or the Boys and Girls Club surrounded low income neighborhoods. And so a lot of the individuals or the kids that lived in those neighborhoods would come to the Boys and Girls Club. And me and my good friend Walter, actually rest in peace. He and I was there like faithfully, like numerous times throughout the week. We were there and we were just playing ball. And Walter and I like kind of came up with an idea to like do something on a more bigger scale. Walter honestly had the plan at first, but then he brought me into it, and we kind of constructed a plan to build the Boys and Girls Club a brand new swing set. And so with I used to work at a cemetery, so I have like a little bit of cement background, if you would. So he relied heavily on me building the actual swing set or putting everything together. But what was most significant about it was getting all the kids involved. Like we got all the parts, and it was a huge swing set. But we got all the kids involved. We got a lot of photos. Actually, the owner of the Boys and Girls Club at that time, Cameron Bernard, he was actually able to bring some of his old football college buddies to help as well. So being able to build them a brand new swing set, also teach them about God and just service, bringing back service to the heart of it all was the benefit. But we got them involved, and that was the most fun. Like it was just having a good time, and it really was a blessing to be a part of that project. And with the boys and with the football team, myself and a couple of my ministry buddies, we have an opportunity to um, we have an opportunity to pretty much go to their football games. Before they do the football games, we go in there like I don't know what to call it, after school program, if you would. But we pretty much bring them Chick-fil-A, and pretty much just do like a little mini little sermon, to, you know, just pretty much encourage them. We talk about life, we talk about the walks of life, and just not only like the difficulties, if you would, but understanding that, uh if you think about sports, sports is a team effort. Sports is a team effort. You can't do anything without the quarterback. You can't do anything about a running back. I mean, you can't do nothing without the team. And the coach, in such, is the head of it all. So if you think about it from that perspective, we kind of taught them like, you know, coach, you need a coach, you need your teams in order to win, but you also need the energy. You definitely need the energy. You need the motivation to win. You got to bring it. You know, you got to bring the competitive side out. And so that's the same thing with life. You know, the same thing with life is bringing the competitive side out of life. In life, you got to bring the competitive side out, because if you don't, you're going to just sit there and chill. You're going to sit there and be lazy, and I ain't got time for that. But, you know, but it's also God is the coach of life, you know. And if we think about our life, he's the coach, and we follow his lead, we follow his plays, he's going to lead us, you know, always to the right direction. So that was just a little bit of what we were able to do with that as well.
Man, not only an author but a positive role model, and you've got you've got the audience going crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? It's super. It's as a mother who's raising sons, it is so awesome to see a black man so well revered by his community for his efforts and the things that he does. You know, so shout out. You know what I'm saying? Stand up, brother. I love it.
Let's go.
Now, through your public speaking engagements and your mentorship, you have impacted obviously many lives.
Mhm.
Can you share maybe a particular moment or experience where you felt that profound effect of your work on others?
Yeah, I think something particular. I always relate it back to God is weird. Not weird. It's definitely not weird, but I would definitely have to say I've had the opportunity to be like a student leader at my church, and we have like every summer we have like church camp and stuff like that. But it was one particular camp, 2019 camp. We I was there, and my guys, we were like, they the homies. I ain't gonna cap. They not just students. They my boys. Um, but you pretty much do life with them. I've done life with these particular students from like sixth grade until they graduate. Not sixth. No, I couldn't deal with sixth grade. Eighth grade, eighth grade to 12th grade, and so being able to do life with them, like they legit, we've done life, and so each camp I see them growing. Each camp I see them evolving into young men and just God fearing men. In 2019, this particular camp we had an opportunity because during this camp you're pretty much you're vulnerable I know we're going to talk about that later, but like you're vulnerable, you're pretty much vulnerable during these times. And a lot of the students they didn't know if they wanted to really have a relationship with Christ. They were going through life stuff and all these other personal things, and being able to relate to them, you know, being able to relate, because I've been through a lot and I've seen it pretty much all. So being able to relate to them on a more vulnerable level just allowed me to impact them in such a mighty way. Um, and just being able to help them understand that no matter what they personally go through, you know, it's really just a season, you know.
I love it, yo. Like again, the mentorship to the children is and it makes it even better when you have that moment. It gives you more abundance to be able to give to other people.
Hmm.
It's phenomenal. Now, we often hear about the power of surrounding ourselves with other like-minded individuals. Um, how do you choose those people to surround yourself with? Especially going through trauma, it can cloud your judgment, but you
Hmm.
still have um, obviously some great mentors in your life. So, how did you come to get these relationships and how have they contributed to your personal growth and success?
For me personally, if I'm being if I'm being real, I'll read the room. I've always been that individual to just be about my business, if that makes sense. But like when I think about who do I want to be surrounded by, like who really is about it, who's outgoing, who's a go-getter. I read the room, and with reading the room, I think about who's different. I'm thinking about, okay, who sticks out and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I'm biased. If the person don't stick out, I won't, I'm gonna chop it up with them. I'll be cordial, but depending on how the conversation goes, or where it goes, determines the mentality of the individual I'm speaking with. And so one thing I'm gonna read verbatim is something I read or something I wrote in the book, and I say, attract what you expect, reflect what you desire, become what you respect, and mirror what you admire. And so, these relationships um has helped me because I'm legit doing that. I'm allowing myself, okay, okay, who do I want in my life? What am I attracting? What I expect? Am I attracting other authors in my circle? Am I attracting other winners? Am I attracting people who want to be more? Even people who don't know themselves but desire to know themselves. Even people who have a low self-image but want to do more with their life. Am I attracting these kind of people? I've seen what negativity looks like. I've been in that circle all throughout high school, not all throughout, a little bit here and there, but I've seen it. And so now it's time to flip the script. Okay, am I attracting what I expect? Okay, now that I've done that, am I reflecting what I desire? And so often we talk about desires, and desires is such a broad word, but desires really is going to determine not only who you become, but who you surround yourself with. Okay, if I desire negativity, be advised, I'm gonna get negativity. But if I desire positivity, I'm gonna attract positive people. And so for me personally, I like to be the person I want people to be around. I want to be around people that are also like me, in a sense of just positivity and admiration and so on and so forth. Um, but then you become who you respect. I have a lot of respect for the people that I personally call not only just close friends, but I like to say doing life with. People I do life with, I have a lot of respect with, a lot of respect for, because they tell me what I need to hear. I ain't got time for, yo, tell me what I want to hear. All day I ain't gonna cap. I have a tendency, no, I don't have a tendency, but I am guilty of, yo, I just want to hear what I want to hear. But then they did that, and they're like, yo, tell me, I need to know what I need to hear so I can get to where I need to be. So the people that have really like played an integral part in my life and getting me where I need to be are this family, of course, very close friends. Um, People that I know I can like confide in about anything and not be judged, and and really just that's how they contributed not only to my personal growth, but also just my success as well, because they are like their support is unreal. So yeah.
I like it. And even in being surrounded by phenomenal people, the key thing that I heard you say in there was self. You had to self identify each and every time. Even, is this person of the standard of the people that need to be around me? So, what role would you say self belief plays in achieving success? And have you ever doubted yourself along your journey? This may be giving some of the book away for those who haven't yet read it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if so, can you share with us a little bit of how you overcame those moments?
Yes, self-belief is such a critical role, because self-belief is, in anything, is self-confident. It's really, in what I've learned, and I kind of adopted a new term, self-image. Self-belief starts with your self-image, and who and how you look at yourself. And so when you look in the mirror, are you proud of what you see? Can you look at yourself, you know, with um with realness and say, "Hey, buddy, you got to tighten up. You got to really tighten up. Like, why do you want to become this person? And so when you think about, okay, why do I want to become this person? Here's the next critical question. Do you believe that you can become this person? And so when I think about me becoming an author, they talk about imposter syndrome. And so in the process of writing the book, I legit had to, and this goes into the second part of the question, is self-doubt. I'm like, who in the world am I to write a book? There's no way I got something to say. But I had to really believe for a second, and this is why this is. And if you write in any notes, write this down. I promise you. Um, it's so important that when God gives you a vision, you keep that vision between you and God. When you keep that vision between you and God, you lessen the other voices from coming in. And don't tell the vision until God gives you permission. I gotta write that down. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on. See, the Holy Spirit be doing things. All right. Sorry. Don't give the vision until God gives you permission. The reason that is so important, because if I allow myself to tell in the beginning, no cap, in the beginning, I told everybody, not everybody. I told enough people in my inner circle, hey, I'm thinking about writing the book, this, that, and the third. And I heard all these voices in my head, all these voices, which made me self doubt. I doubted a lot. I'm like, I don't know, but when I cleared all those voices out and really just allowed the Holy Spirit, only His voice to speak to me, that's what allowed me to really, you know, obtain that self believe that I can become this person and just achieve it. Really, just achieving it, if that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No. So, okay. She got copy. No, so pretty much believing in yourself just allows you to really understand, like, okay, am I worthy of becoming this person? Self belief is such an important part, because when you allow yourself to believe in yourself and you really believe that you can become this person, then no one else is stopping you. No one else can stop that dream. No one else can allow yourself. Um, don't allow yourself to doubt, because self-belief is such a critical role in the walk with God. You understand that I can do this. I really can do this. I didn't know I could write a book. I didn't even know it was in me. But understanding that when you have self-belief, that's giving God, you're allowing God to show you who you are. When you believe that you can do it, you're allowing the Holy Spirit to mold you into who you are. And that's really what self belief is about. And just really understanding that no matter where you are right now in life, you just got to understand that it starts with you. It starts with you first. And I think I said that in the book. It really starts with you. And when you know that you can achieve it, believe it and go after it.
Man, great job. But listen, so I remember, and I don't know if you recall, but when we met, I told you one of the biggest things that I loved about the book was your quote, the best is yet to come, right?
Yeah.
So, how do you maintain hope and stay motivated during the challenging times? And what advice would you give to young authors or anybody that is looking to just scale?
The best is yet to come. I love that because I've been saying that since like I was a teenager. It's crazy. It's weird because I've said that for so long. It just became like second nature to me. And no matter what I was going through, it really was second nature. I'm like, All right, God, the best is yet to come. I don't know where you're taking me. I don't know what this is about to be, but the best is yet to come. And I kept saying, and it eventually became a reality. And even in today's, like, struggle, like, every day we struggle in some shape, form, or fashion. But um but understanding that the best is yet to come, and how I personally maintain hope is prayer. Like prayer, like straight up and down, like straight up prayer is the number one thing that I rely on, because without prayer, I'm like, there's no communication between me and God, and so more important, but also is also realizing what I'm capable of, and that's such a critical thing, is understanding what you're capable of, because only you know what you're capable. Well, first, God knows what you're capable of, but secondly, you got to know what you're capable of. I feel like everyone who's watching, and whatever, you know what you're capable of, because either A, you've been through a struggle, you're currently going through a struggle, or you have been through a struggle. I think I said all three. But when you know you've been through something and you've gotten through it, and you overcame it, that shows you what you're capable of. Period. Like point blank. That shows, if you let's, for lack of a better explanation, say someone has been in a car accident and you get through it, you know, yeah, I survived it, yeah, by the grace of God. Okay, that's a bad accent. Let's do a different example. So you just go through a struggle. Say you're going through a struggle, but you get through that struggle. You know what you're capable of at the end of the day, and I think that's important to understand, because with prayer, that's the first thing. Secondly, realizing that you got to believe that you're capable of whatever you're trying to go after. Um, and once you reach rock bottom, the only way is up.
Ah,
That's it.
phenomenal. That's true. That's all there is to it. As long as we wake up, and at the Fit Goddess mindset, we always say, if you wake up, you've already won the day. Right? Just by surely opening your eyes each morning, that means you're
Absolutely.
here to serve a purpose, and you got to keep, get up with inspiration and
Mhm.
momentum and pride to do whatever it is you've been called here to do. So,
Absolutely.
looking ahead, what would you say your future goals and aspirations are, and how do you plan to continue to empower and inspire through your work?
Future plans, I would definitely like to say, like, definitely continue writing, being able to write more books, and just get deeper into understanding people. I say that's probably the biggest thing, is being able to understand people and their pain. Pain leads to, like, just our problems, and pain kind of goes hand in hand. But when you understand the pain of people, you can fix the problems. And I think understanding, to fix the problems, it starts with just listening. So for me personally, I want to listen more. I want to continue to inspire other people, other authors. um, and I think I missed the question on the previous question, but in order to inspire, I want to inspire other authors, and the advice I would give to that, also, is just focus, stay focused. I have to stay focused in order to write the next projects that God has given me to do. And another message that I would, leave someone, is just, or anyone on this call, is really just allow yourself to just believe. Really believe that you can become the person, no matter what it looks like, and press forward and believe that you can do it. Understand that your calling is worth it. Who God has called you to be is worth it. Now you just got to fight for it. You really got to fight for it, like, because no one else is going to do it for you. I can't do it for you. Your moms, your dads, your kids, whoever, your significant other, your husband, wife, whatever. No one can do it but you. So you really got to fight for what you want, because it's better to do it now and thank yourself later, than not to do it now and regret it later. You feel me? So just focus, just really focus, and trust that God knows what's best for you. And in the Bible, it talks about, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, plans to give you a hope in the future, not to harm you. And so when you really embody that verse, you really allow him to move.
Jeez, brother, you dropped a whole bunch of gems. Oh my goodness. Listen, let me tell y'all, this brother's book, the outcry of people that came to see him
from his triumph, right? I don't even know the man. I just saw the book, and with the Empowerment Bookstore, I'm always searching for the next author, the next person who is
Mm.
doing something that can inspire somebody to continue to live their dreams and their passion. And I rushed back home from DC to find his brother at Barnes and Noble,
Thank you.
lying out the door, y'all, lying out the door. Like, simply because of who he is chosen to be on a day-to-day basis.
That's the
It's a
key.
choice. It's all about choice. uh, Fit Goddess mindset, we talk about, and we raise our children this way. We tell them to listen, be respectful, and do your very best. So the fact that you said the greatest thing that you want to continue to learn to do is listen is so powerful. So before we let you go, can you tell the people where they can find you, whether it be social media, whether it be Barnes and Nobles, what other local bookstore you might be in?
Yes. Absolutely. So, I mean, you can follow me on social media, at all social media. Well, except Twitter. Twitter's doing too much. No offense. But you can find me at Instagram, Hobbs underscore Donte one, and along with my Facebook as well. But you can also get my book at Barnes and Noble, Hampton location, and also soon to be Newport News. So definitely Newport News is coming real soon. So pray for the kid. But also Amazon. You can also get my book on Amazon as well. For the people that I think I got everyone's number maybe. But for the people that don't have numbers, text me on Instagram or Facebook Messenger. I'll definitely shoot you the link. But definitely go to Barnes and Noble Hampton location, run them up, because you guys are helping me, and I want to help you guys in any way possible. So this, I'm truly blessed and honored just to be a part of this, um, just this opportunity. It's such a blessing. So yeah,
Yo, thank you so much for coming today.
thank you,
I'm gonna
thank
go
you.
ahead and drop you out, and we're gonna do our close. But yo, and shout out to the crew because they are
They
live
went
and making all
crazy.
kinds of noise in the chat, yo.
Oh boy, my
Jeez. They are
yo,
going in, yo. They are going in. Thank
yo.
you so much for tuning in, brother. I'm gonna
Thank
put you
you,
backstage. I'm gonna talk to you shortly.
thank you, everyone.
All right, tribe. That was another episode of the Empowerment Bookstore. Let me show you who we had. This phenomenal brother here, Mr. Donte Hobbs. Yes, and thank you again for joining us on this journey today. I hope that our conversation with Donte has ignited a fire within you, inspiring you to embrace life's struggles, cultivate resilience, and pursue your dreams with unwavering faith. Remember, no matter what challenges you may face, the power to overcome resides within you. Believe in yourself, surround yourself with positive influences, and keep pressing forward towards your goals. If you found any value in today's episode, be sure to share it with others who can benefit from this message of empowerment. And don't forget to subscribe to the Fit Goddess Tribe, aka this show, Empowerment Bookstore, and stay tuned and continue on this transformative path together. As we conclude, remember the best is yet to come. And embrace the journey, unlock your true potential, and let your light shine bright. Until next time, keep empowering yourself and others. We'll catch you again soon, tribe. Peace.